Hey guys, this is Tony from Historic Barbecue. This past weekend, I competed in the Our Lady of Victory Holy Smokes competition. That was in Delhi, Ohio, which is on the west side of Cincinnati, for you guys that aren't familiar with the area. Awesome event. One of my favorite competitions of the year. This is their 4th year, and these guys just really do a good job of putting on a contest. They are constantly checking in to see if you need ice. Anything you need, they're going to take care of it. There was a team that wanted pizza. The place wouldn't deliver pizza. It was too late. So the Our Lady Victory guys got in the car, went and picked the pizza up for them. I know another team that needed a beverage run, and they went and took care of that for them. So these guys really do a good job of putting on and the entire festival is awesome, and the competition part, they really take care of the teams. Some of the cool stuff they do there. Friday night, there's a People's Choice Wing Contest. You get 10 pounds of wings. You're allowed to bring more wings if you want to do extra. And that's actually like a public involved People's Choice. The public goes through the competition area, stops by your site, gives you a ticket for their wings. And so that's really cool to get the public involved with the teams. You can kind of show them your setup, talk about how you cooked your wings, what you cooked them on, and try to get them to vote for you at the end of the day. So I really like that, trying to get people more involved in the barbecue competition. So that's really cool. They also did People's Choice Pork on Saturday. They had Kids Q, and they had a whole big festival going on at the same time. But let's dig into the scores, because that's what we're all here for, right? You're there to win. Had a really good cook. I was really happy. Ribs were my favorite turn-in. Chicken, I missed the mark a little bit, I thought, and the scores kind of matched up with that. We'll dig right into chicken first. I got a 7th place chicken, 3rd at the table with a 173. That's a pretty decent score. If I would have turned in the chicken I turned in 2 weeks ago, it obviously would have scored higher. Just wasn't quite right. I thought the skin wasn't very good, but the taste score is actually what hurt me. I ended up with 6 nines in appearance, perfect appearance score. I got 7 legs in the box. That's kind of my new thing this year. I'm trying to get 7 in there, make that box look super full, get one for the table captain if I've got 7 good ones. If I don't have 7 good ones, they're only getting 6. But I had 7 that I was happy with, 7 went in the box, looked awesome. Taste, this is what killed me. I only had 2 nines in taste and 4 8s. I did get a comment card that said the chicken tasted like butter. Same process as normal. I don't inject my legs. So I'm not sure where they're cooked in butter, but I've always cooked them like that. So something in the process there caused them to not quite taste as good as they normally do. Tenderness, I got 5 9s and 1 7. I actually thought I'd get more deducted in tenderness, because my tester piece, the skin just wasn't bite through as it needed to be. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't my normal chicken. I know some of the other leftover pieces people had, they said the skin was fine. So maybe my tester was just bad, and it's kind of what the judges are saying there. So unfortunate that I didn't score or didn't turn in better chicken, but I thought that was a pretty fair score for that. Ribs, I was really happy with my ribs. Normally I'm only putting, there's times I've only put 6 ribs in the box if I only have 6 that I think are worthy, but I had 3 racks that I think were all awesome. They were all worth turning in, so I did it. I put 3 rows of 4 in there, 12 bones in the box. It was stuffed. I could barely close it. At the turn-in table, they picked it up to take it back to the judges. They asked me if I put a brick in there because it was so heavy. So I was super proud of the ribs. They got first at the table, 6th overall, with a score of 170. I thought they'd score a little bit better than that, but not going to complain about winning the table. 6 9s in appearance. They all looked good. Taste, I got 3 9s, 2 8s, and a 7. So something missing just a little bit on taste there. Tenderness, 2 9s, 3 8s, and 1 7. So just missed the tenderness by just a little bit. They might have tightened up a little bit after I took them off the cooker. So I think maybe cooking those just a minute or 2 longer would have helped me. But I was pretty happy with what I turned in. So not going to change that recipe next time, other than maybe keep an eye on them a little bit. Maybe give them a couple more minutes on there. Pork, really happy with this score. I was not happy with my pork cook. My money muscles turned out exactly how I wanted them to. Tenderness was great. The first one came off right at my target temperature, right around 204, 205. My second one hit 205, and it just didn't feel right. It was still tight, so I put it back on there. I had to take that guy all the way up to like 208, 209, which is a little bit further than I like on those. Sometimes I take them up that high and they turn out mushy, but this just wasn't there yet. So I'm glad I put it back on there, because when I went to box it, both the money muscles felt great. The rest of my butt was not worth turning in. It was a little overcooked when I took it off the cooker. I probe them in the top, but I turned in the meat from the bottom, and that meat on the bottom was just mushy when I took it off. I was hoping that through the rest and in the Cambro that it might tighten back up a little bit, but it just was dry, didn't have very good flavor. So I listened to my own advice, and I didn't put something in the box that wasn't worth turning in. So I had to work for it. Only put money muscles in the box, put 6 slices, and then I chunked up the other money muscle and turned those in as chunks. I'm glad I had like 3 or 4 pieces of chunks that I thought were decent, but I talked myself out of it. I literally threw them in the trash and said, if I can't turn in meat that's good, don't put it in the box. So I'm glad I kind of disciplined myself there, because it paid off. 5th overall, first on the table, 175. So really happy with what I put in the box, and that really paid off, being disciplined there. 5 9s in appearance, 1 8. Taste, I got 4 9s and 2 8s. Tenderness, 3 9s, 3 8s. So, not a whole lot I changed there again. Anytime you win a table, you're doing something right. Brisket, pretty happy with my brisket. I did something I don't like doing. I sauced my brisket. I'm a traditional guy. I don't like putting sauce on the brisket, but that's what people do in competition. So I used a sauce, cut pretty heavily with au jus. It does make the slices look moist, and they're going to stay shinier and prevent them from looking dried out. So that's one of the reasons people do that. And they did look good, and it did taste pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I got 4th place overall. That was actually a 3-way tie for 4th. I won both the tiebreakers, which is rare. I have a tradition of always losing the tiebreaker. So 4th, 5th, and 6th were actually all the same score. First at the table again, 170.8. Winning the table, can't complain. 5 9s in appearance, 1 8. Taste, I got 2 9s and 4 8s. So just a little bit off on the taste there. Tenderness, 3 9s, 3 8s. Probably could have gone maybe just a couple minutes longer. Tightened up on me a little bit, but overall, solid entry. I was happy with everything I turned in other than the chicken. I thought I could have done a little bit better there. And if you notice the pattern here, 7th chicken, 6 ribs, 5th pork, 4th brisket. Following the pattern here, 3rd overall. I'm not going to lie, I was holding my breath during the final announcements there. Whenever you get 4 calls, you're in the running there. But ended up 3rd overall with a 690.1. Gray Street got reserve grand champion. They've been on a tear this year, doing really well. They had a 690.7, so only 0.6 point away from that RGC. And my friend Steve Hayden from 1-2 Barbecue took home grand champion with a 163 can't even talk today. A 693.1. So really tight there at the top. I'm sure all those guys had great cooks. Only if I would have turned one of those taste or tenderness 8s into a 9, could have been a place higher there overall. If I would have turned 2 taste or tenderness points into a 9, I would have been a grand champion. So it's always awesome being to hear your name towards the end. You always want to hear it last, but certainly not going to complain about finishing in the top 5 and winning 3 of the 4 tables. So again, great contest. If you're looking for one in the Cincinnati area, definitely put it on your list. You got to sign up early though. They always fill up. There were 31 teams this year. They had about 10 teams you had to turn away because there's just not enough space for much more than that. So awesome job to Brian and the whole Holy Smokes team. They do a fantastic job. And I'm actually off the competition trail until Carrollton, which is about a month away, a little over a month actually. Between now and then, I got a bunch of stuff going on though. In 2 weeks, we got Third Friday in downtown Lebanon. It's my last Third Friday of the year. Should be a good one. Got a big band coming in again. That's on August 16th. The week after that, August 25th, I'll be back at the Common Brewing Company, vending there. So if you're in the area, stop by, say hi, come get some good barbecue. And then in September, if you haven't heard about it yet, I'm doing a class called Cooking with Historic. It's at Liberty Farm Market. Check out my Facebook page for more information there. That's going to be awesome. We're going to do brisket, ribs, steak, and one other meat. Probably going to do pork shoulder or something like that. So if you want to take your backyard barbecue game up to the next level, check out the class. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. And thanks for watching, and stay historic, guys.